Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Millennial Revolt, an independent political talk show that seeks to bring a different narrative than the stale one we have going on right now in the mainstream media. So, as of today, Donald Trump is the next president-elect of our country. And the first thing that I have to say about that is I don't care either way. As I said plenty of times on this channel, I am not a Donald Trump supporter, but nor am I a person who is an all-out hater, who thinks he's going to destroy the world. In yesterday's election, I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. I was very proud of my vote, and I was very happy with my vote, and I have no regrets for anything that I did. Hillary Clinton did not earn my vote. She did not demonstrate enough to me that she understood the feelings of the American people, that she understood where we were coming from, our pain, the questions that people had about her email server, the many scandals that were attached to her. And because of all of this, her long years in public life, but very little track record of actually getting anything accomplished, was enough for me to say I'm not voting for you. As I said, I live in New York. New York was going to Hillary Clinton anyway. So if I help the Green Party in any way, then I am happy. Now, the one thing that I do want to talk about, and this is going to be a short video, but the one thing that I do want to talk about is the media. And the fact that you had people on CNN, MSNBC, you had an online news channel who most people know, it's pretty left-leaning, basically freak the fuck out. And I can tell you, anyone who was watching this election objectively could tell you that this was going to happen. They could tell you that this was going to happen. And I've said this to many people who I live with, that populism will beat corporatism every single time. You know, my father and my mother and my brother, they all voted for Hillary Clinton. So they are pretty upset. I'm not, because I knew it was going to happen. I told them the day before that this was going to happen. I said that Donald Trump was going to eat into the Rust Belt. And if you watch my last video, my election predictions, I said that he was going to get Florida. I said that Colorado was in play. He didn't win that. Hillary Clinton got Nevada. I thought he was going to get Michigan. He did. I said that Pennsylvania was in play. He got Pennsylvania. I thought he was going to get Virginia, and it was very close for a little bit till it flipped last minute. He got Wisconsin, and I thought that was solidly in Hillary Clinton's favor, and he even got a vote from New Hampshire. So Donald Trump ate into the Democratic firewall, which is the Rust Belt. Now, people are also very upset seeing that racism is alive and well in this country because Donald Trump won. And I don't think that's particularly true. There are some unsavory elements and unsavory people who do support Donald Trump, but that is the same that could be said on Hillary Clinton. That's the same that could be said of any political candidate. You can't paint a wide brush over his supporters, because his supporters are as diverse as the Bernie coalition and as diverse as the Obama coalition. Donald Trump got 7% of the black vote. I think he got at least 20% or even higher, last time I checked, of the Hispanic Latino vote. He pulled higher with minorities than Mitt Romney. And he did even better with women than people were expecting. So to say that all of these people who voted for him are racist, bigots, homophobes is very disingenuous, and you can't move the country forward. Now, I was watching so many videos last night of people on the left who were protesting, burning things, burning the American flag, throwing things. That doesn't help you. And this is the reason why I say multiple times that my generation, people have grown up not being able to control themselves emotionally. You know, as I said, if you watched this race objectively and you took a step back, I didn't support either candidate. I favored Donald Trump because I said that he would probably not lead us into a war with Russia, which we were looking like we were on the brink. And if anybody watches the way the world's militaries move, we were looking very close to a nuclear war. And I care about foreign policy a lot. I also said this election is very reminiscent to Brexit. Now, if you watch the way the Brexit vote was happening and you watch what people were saying, people were very upset. And there was a diverse group of people who were supporting Brexit. But who did they put in front? They put the unsavory elements in front in the media to paint the brush that everybody's racist, bigots, homophobes. And this is the problem that's also happening with the liberal media. They got a sound beating. And I think the two biggest losers of the night for me, that I was glad to see egg on their faces, was Rachel Maddow and Van Jones from CNN. Rachel Maddow from MSNBC. Both were two of the most disgusting people tonight during the election. Van Jones were saying it was a white lash against America. America is changing in demographics and color, that is true. But that does here's the thing that upsets me about the Democratic Party that I've learned is that it seems that the Democratic Party, or it seems that elements within the Democratic Party, care only about diversity of skin color, but not diversity of thought. And this is the reason why it was very shocking to people when Donald Trump got minorities as he did. Because he got the Hispanic vote. Hispanic people came out and voted for him, as well as African Americans. You know, and Rachel Maddow claiming that, oh, well, it was the Russians. The Russians influenced our elections because they were taking John Podesta's emails, and it was James Comey. And then Joy Reid came out and said it was third-party candidates. No, it was Hillary Clinton. It was Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was a terrible candidate who was extremely flawed. She had too many ties to Wall Street. She had too many scandals attached to her name. People wanted something different than the Clinton legacy that was coming to the White House again. It's the same thing during the Republican primaries. People wanted something other than the Bush legacy. You would have had two families controlling our country back to back. And people wanted something more. They wanted something different. Now, the best thing that people on the left can do is to try to work with Donald Trump supporters and to try to work with the president-elect. And it's going to be very hard for a lot of people. But people need to put their prejudices aside and realize that we need to do what's best for our country. Donald Trump got an overwhelming mandate. Over 60+% of the country think our country is going in the wrong direction, even with President Obama being elected, even though his popularity numbers are extremely high. There is a reason for that. You know, and I would hope that people on the right do not get caught up in Donald Trump's cult of personality and hold him accountable for anything that he does wrong, and calls him out and calls the people he surrounds himself with out for anything that they do. We need to hold his feet to the fire now that he is going to be sworn in as our next president. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.